you're going to want to buckle up, because the home where Tommy Steele lives with his partner looks more like a palace than a cozy nest, and the photos will leave you breathless. You know Tommy as Britain's first rock and roll star, the charismatic singer and actor who lit up screens and stages from the 1950s onward. But away from the spotlight, he and his partner of 20 years have quietly built one of the most spectacular residences in the English countryside, blending vintage, charm with modern opulence. Stick with me through every room reveal, especially the courtyard that would make Versailles jealous, and watch until the end, because the final photo is pure jaw-drop territory. It all begins at the wrought iron gates flanked by sculpted stone, lions, the grand entrance to Beaumont Manor, Tommy and his partner, Jonathan Mills's shared sanctuary. In the first exterior shot, you see a sweeping gravel courtyard framed by manicured topiaries and ancient oak trees. The manor's honey-colored stone walls glow in the golden afternoon light, threatening to steal your gaze before Tommy himself appears, leaning casually on a vintage Aston Martin. Jonathan stands by his side in a tailored blazer. Together, they look like sovereigns of their own private realm. Fans who discovered this image gawked. Absolute dream home. Is that Versailles? And they've truly arrived. Scroll to the next scene, Jonathan's favorite spot, the sunken courtyard garden. Here, terraced stone planters bloom with lavender and rose, winding down to a reflecting pool fed by an ornate fountain hand-carved by local artisans. In candid behind-the-scenes footage, you hear Jonathan explain to a landscape crew how he wanted a living painting that shifts with the seasons: tulips in spring, sunflowers in summer, chrysanthemum bursts in autumn. Tommy, camera in hand, snaps photos of the blooms, his grin reflecting pure contentment. Viewers responded, "Garden envy. This is art," and "They've created paradise." Halfway through our tour, step inside the Great Hall, where vintage meets modern, in a jaw-dropping collision. The vaulted ceiling soars above a checkerboard marble floor. Walls are lined with gold leaf mirrors and original 18th century tapestries. In the midst of this historic splendor sits a sleek, charcoal gray grand piano, Tommy's personal instrument. One photo captures Jonathan at the keyboard, hands poised over ivory keys, while Tommy nods along, tapping the silver button collar of his jacket in rhythm. Fans marveled, symphony in stone, living music hall, and Tommy's tunes echo through history. But hold on for the grand finale. The panoramic rooftop terrace that overlooks rolling fields to the horizon. Paved in warm terracotta tile, it's furnished with plush daybeds and an infinity-edged jacuzzi that seems to spill into the sky. A trimmed olive tree stands sentinel in a carved stone planter, and lantern-lit alcoves promise candlelit dinners under the stars. In the final photo, Tommy and Jonathan stand arm in arm at the terrace's edge, gazing out over their kingdom as dusk paints the clouds in rose and gold. Fans couldn't contain themselves. Royal retreat. I need that view. And they live like legends. So what can we learn from Tommy Steele and Jonathan Mills's majestic manor? First, a home can be more than shelter. It can be a canvas for your passions, from vintage cars to botanical artistry. Second, blending historical charm with contemporary comforts creates a timeless sanctuary. And third, designing a shared dreamscape strengthens not only walls, but the bond within them. If Beaumont Manor has you dreaming of your own grand design, here's how to start. Sketch your ideal entryway: gates, fountain, greenery, then add personal touches, whether a beloved instrument or a custom fire pit. Share your vision with that castle in my mind to inspire fellow dreamers. And if you're craving more inside looks at legendary homes, subscribe and ring the bell, because when icons open their doors, every corner tells a story worth seeing.